Hi, this is Miss McTaggart Maths, and in this video we're looking at a topic from National 4 Maths, the relationships unit. It's all to do with straight line and having to sketch straight line. And the questions I'm going to go through are very like the questions that come up in your relationships unit assessment, where you're given a little table of values, an equation of line, and then asked to sketch it. But before all that, just a quick recap of what we should maybe know about straight lines so far. So every straight line has an equation. This is what your most basic straight line looks like. It has the equation y equals x, and it gets given that name based on its coordinates. So whenever you label a coordinate, it goes x, y. X is your across number, y is your up and down number. And if we look at our coordinates, this is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, minus 3, minus 3, minus 4, minus 4. I'm saying the same two numbers over and over. So for any point on this given line, your x and your y coordinate match. So they can say that x equals y or y equals x. All straight lines start with the equation y equals. And because all the x coordinates match the y coordinates on this, it's called y equals x. It goes perfectly diagonal through every single box and through 0, 0 of the origin. Now if I start to add stuff to this equation, the picture starts to vary a little bit. So on this picture I've got the line y equals x still in your black. But I've also included the line y equals 2x in red. And you'll notice this line is a little bit steeper, and that's because we've stuck the number 2 in front. That number 2 is the gradient of your line, and the bigger the gradient, the steeper it is. And just to remind you of gradient, gradient is like using a little triangle, and your vertical is 2 boxes over 1. 2 over 1 is just 2. Okay, so the gradient of that line is 2. And then similarly in blue, I've done this blue triangle here. This one is 3 vertical, 1 horizontal, but it's sloping down the opposite direction, so it's got the gradient of -3. This doesn't mean huge amounts just now at National 4, but it does help you have an idea of what your lines should look like and explain that the equations come from the diagram and your gradient on it. And then the final thing is we've got the line y equals x in black here, but this time in green I have the line y equals x plus 1. Can you see that every coordinate on this line is just 1 above the previous? So I've taken the y equals x line and I've shifted everything up 1. Also worth noticing, it goes through the number 1 on your y-axis. So this bit here, this c value, is a number you've moved up. Also matches where it goes through in the y-axis. So for example, on the blue one, when we have y equals 2x negative 3, I've got a gradient of 2. On this line, it's always 2 boxes vertical, 1 box horizontal, and it also goes through -3 on the y-axis. So in general, any equation of a straight line can be given as this: y equals mx plus c. The c might not be there, the m might not be there, there might not be an x value at all, but the number in front of the x is how steep the line is. The c is where it goes through on the y-axis. You learn a lot more about this at National 5. At National 4, we just need to be able to sketch them. Before we get to sketching, in general, I'll talk about the equation point. I need to just show you 2 other special lines, which are perfectly vertical and horizontal lines. So if I look at the y line first of all, the green line, this green line here is horizontal. Every single point on this line would be up 4. So there is, sorry, that's -5. I've written the wrong number. So that would be -5, 4. This would be -1, 4. This one over here would be 4, 4. Every single one of these points has a y coordinate of 4. That's why we say the equation is y equals 4. Also, it's worth noticing, look at the number it goes through in the y-axis. It goes through number 4 on the y-axis, so y is always 4. Similarly, there's no gradient to this one, so 0 gradient means you would have a 0x, so that's why there's no x term. It's just simply y equals 4, your y-intercept number. Now the blue line is similar. Every single point on this line is along 2, so we've got 2, 0, we've got, let's pick this one below, we've got 2, -3, 1 up here, we've got 2, 3. Every single one of them has an x coordinate of 2, therefore it has the equation x equals 2. So in your exam, you might be asked to write down the equation of one of these lines. So I'm just going to draw them on. Apologies, these aren't super straight because I don't have the ability to do that. So if I do this line here in red, it's going through -3 on the x-axis. So this would be x equals -3. If I do another one, let me just do it in black. If I chose this one here and drew this line here, oh, it's not the best. That is going through 2 on the y-axis. So that would be called y equal 2. Easy one wee mark if you remember it. Right, let's get to the proper part of this video, which is sketching these straight lines. So to sketch a straight line, what you do is you look at the equation up here and we just substitute in all the numbers from the table. So they give you an exam, they give you the table, they give you the coordinate diagram, you just have to fill it out and draw it on. So what we do for each of these coordinates, you take each number in the table and you sub it in for x. So for example, for the first one, you do, let me get my pen, you do y equals, you replace x with 0, so you've got 2 times 0 plus 1. 2 times 0 plus 1 is just 1, so you put in 0, 1 there. You do the same with the next number, you do y equals 2 times 1, oops, plus 1, which is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So we put a 3 there. Next one, y equals 2, x equals 2, 2 times 2 plus 1 is 4 plus 1, which is 5. So this is a 5, and by that point you might spot the pattern. 1, 3, 5, the next number is 7. 2 times 3 plus 1 is 7. Now what we do is these are coordinates. So we have the coordinates 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 5, and 3, 7. And we go plot these. Now there's no numbers on my diagram, but we just do it by counting boxes. So remember, you go along the corridor up the stairs. So along 0 up 1. There's my first coordinate. 1, 3, along 1 up 3. 2, 5, so along 2 up 5. Along 3 up 7. Can you spot the pattern? Every dot is along 1 up 2. So I can actually continue this backwards. It's just going to make me drawing my straight line a wee bit more accurate. You'll have a ruler. So all you then do is join up those dots with your ruler. I'm going to try and do it as best as I can. Freehand. And that's not too bad considering I didn't have a ruler. So that would be the line y equals 2x plus 1. It has a gradient of 2 and it goes to number 1 on the y-axis. And that's all we need to do. Let's go do another one. So this time I've got y equals 3x minus 5. So we plug in 0, 1, 2, 3. So y equals 3 times 0, take away 5. Oops. 3 times 0, take away 5. 0 take away 5 is minus 5. Then we do 3 times 1, take away 5. 3 take away 5 is negative 2. You might have spotted the pattern, but I'll do one more. 3 times 2, take away 5. 3 times 2 is 6, take away 5 is 1. I'm jumping up in 3, so the next number is 4. So my coordinates are going to be 0, negative 5, 1, negative 2. Remember, you're just reading these vertically. Next one would be 2, 1. And the final one would be 3, 4. So 0, negative 5 is along 0 down 5. 2, 4, 5 is there. 1, negative 2, along 1 down 2. 2, 1, along 2 up 1. 3, 4, along 3 up 4. And you can spot the pattern. I'm going right 1 up 3, so I'm just going to put in one more up there to join them up. And best as you can, you'll have rulers. I'm just going to have to do it freehand. So there is what your line will look like. This line has a gradient of 3 and it cuts through negative 5 on the axis there. Okay, so that's you drawing the second one. I'm going to do one more. This one has a negative sloping line because it's got a gradient of negative 2, so we're going to expect this to go down that way instead. So let's fill out our table. So we're going to do y equals negative 2 times 0. Oops. Negative 2 times 0 and then add 1. So that's just 0 add 1 is 1. We're going to do negative 2 times 1 add 1, which is negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Then it's going to be negative 2 times 2, add 1. So negative 4 add 1 is negative 3. And can you spot the pattern? I'm just taking away 2 each time. So the next one's going to be negative 5. So we're going to plot them on. So first coordinate is 0, 1. Second one is 1, negative 1. And you get the idea from there. So 2, negative 3 and 3, negative 5. Let's put them in the diagram. So 0, 1. 1, -1 will be there, 2, -3, 3, -5, and I'm going to continue that pattern back the way I'm going left 1 up 2. Remember, these straight lines are continuous, they never end. I just happen to have chosen that we're sketching it between 0 and 3. But your diagram should fill, your straight line should fill the whole diagram they give you, and then join it up using your ruler. Oh, that's not the best for me. But we get the general idea. That will be done with a ruler, and it'll be a nice straight line. So thanks for watching this video. That's me showing you how to do the drawing linear relationships, it's sometimes called, basically sketching a straight line using a table of values. Thanks so much for watching.